So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now as you can see, this is yet another video of Motivational Mondays. Now usually in Motivational Mondays, we try to talk about all the problems that we face in our life and try to find out the solutions of those problems through motivational ways. So as of this video, we are going to talk about something different. We are going to talk about aerospace, aeronautics and space research. Well, we are going to talk about all those, but before moving on, please make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay notified whenever I post a new video. Now, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. So from your childhood, you must have had some dreams like holding a telescope and viewing different objects, seeing different objects in your sky, like your planets, stars, moon and many others. Well, you must have also had some dreams like stepping on the moon and flying in zero gravity. You must have also had some dreams of uncovering the mysteries of space. For many of you guys, this must have been a dream and not turned into a reality quite yet. But for some of you, it could have been turned into a reality as well and you are following your passion. But for you viewers, I am going to bring in all the things that are related to space science, aeronautics and space research in this video. So stick around until the end of the video to find out all the points about space research and related topics. Well, now that I have talked much about your dreams from the childhood, let us talk about the reality. Well, in reality, when you compare this particular job as a space researcher or a space scientist to the other traditional jobs like engineering or a doctor or a lawyer, then you don't get paid as much. Well, that is what is restricting you from going towards your passion or your dreams from taking your practical choice. Well, you must have heard from your parents as well. You must have discussed to your parents that I want to go towards this particular stream, but when you compare the practical choices or the practical reasoning of that particular job and compare it with something traditional, then you can see that many people incline towards the practical choice because it pays more and well, it is practical for a reason. So as of this video, let us learn as much as we can about aeronautics, aerospace and space research. Well, now that we have talked about all these, let us talk about what can you actually expect when you become a space researcher or a space scientist. Well, in order to become a space researcher or space scientist, you will have to get into a popular space research organization in the first place. We have our own popular space research organization, which is the ISRO. Well, ISRO stands for Indian Space Research Organization and it is a very prestigious one. Now, if you do want to join that, we will be talking about that in a minute. So, what can you expect when you become a space researcher or a space scientist? Well, you can expect a lot of things depending on how you join that. Well, if you are joining via a computer science background, then you will be expected many things via your technological and computer aspect. Now, if you are joining it via the mechanical or an electronical background or electrical background, then you will be expected accordingly. Let us talk about computer science first. Now, every organization depends on the IT infrastructure. So does ISRO as well. Now, if you go into ISRO depending on your computer science background, then you will be expected to maintain their servers, run their database and administer all their computer or technological processes. Since that facility is a very high security one, you must be responsible for all the data leaks and everything. Now, according to work life, well, if you talk about work life in ISRO, then you must not be hoping that you will be working a normal 9 to 5 job over there. You are expected to be working even at the weekends as well as the weekdays, and the normal 9 to 5 jobs aren't even applied over there. You will be asked to work overtime even after your 9 to 5 normal timings, and you will be also expected to complete the tasks within the particular deadline with some overload of work as well. Now, if you do join ISRO based on your own passion, then you will be enjoying the overtimes and the weekend works over there. But if you are someone who is afraid of extra work, then you must be cautious over there because all the work must be completed within the particular deadline. Now, if you take a space launch, then it must be launched at that particular date. If it delays, then it can cost huge amount of money. So, all your work should be completed within the specified deadline so that the work can move on to other departments as well. So, many people are dependent on your work and you are expected to complete it within the time. And hence, automatically there is a lot of work piled upon you, and if you don't complete it, then you can get stressed easily. If you are a person who enjoys doing work for a space research organization and if you find it to be your passion, then you will breeze through all the work over there. But if you are someone again who is afraid of work or work overloading, then there can be a bit of a hassle over there. So when we talk about your promotional basis, there is a committee called Departmental Promotion Committee, or DPC for short. Well, all your promotion depends upon the work experience or the amount of work that you have produced on the table. Well, if you work for 5 years and you are appearing for that promotional interview, then you might be selected for a promotion of a higher job or a job of a higher level. Now, there are scientists which are categorized based on their experience levels and based on their work performance. Scientists like Scientist C, Scientist D until Scientist F, and also the director and chairman. So there is a significant level of work hierarchy and your level of hierarchy in the system. If I have to give my personal opinion based on what I read about the promotional basis, then it would be beneficial if you work over there and opt for a PhD or a higher studies and again come and work for ISRO, so that you can be placed on a higher level based on your experience. So let us talk about the financial life or your salary life when you work in an organization like ISRO. Well, ISRO is indeed a very prestigious organization, but when you compare your salary to those of your friends who are working in a private organization, then there is of course going to be a difference. You are working in a government job, so make sure that you see the job security that you are going to have when you are comparing it with your friends who are working in a private company. You can expect a salary ranging from 50,000 to 60,000 when you are just entering that particular company or that particular organization. You can expect many things apart from your basic pay, while your friends at your private organizations will only get their basic pay, even including their taxes. So as I already told you, the work life over there or the work hours over there isn't fixed. So you are not going to be enjoying the 9 to 5 that you are going to be enjoying in your normal private jobs. There is going to be work tension and workload, but you will be having enough time to maintain your social life as well. Well, you are working in a prestigious organization, so of course there is going to be respect among all the family members and also all the people who are going to hear that you are working in an organization such as ISRO. So now that I have talked about all the things such as your work life, your financial life and your social life in an organization like ISRO, let us talk about how do you actually get into an organization such as this. Well, there are 3 major ways according to which you can go into an organization like this. The first way is to appear for IIT JEE mains, clear that exam, appear for IIT JEE advanced exam, clear that exam as well with a good cutoff, so that you can apply for a college called IIST, which is in Trivandrum. Now, when you clear this college or when you attend this college and clear all the 4 years of this college, you will be automatically recruited into ISRO depending on your CGPA. If you can maintain a CGPA of 9.5 or somewhere around that, then ISRO will probably come to your college and recruit you into their system so that you will be working for them effectively. So as for the next method, in order to enter an organization such as this, you will have to actually give the official exam of ISRO. Well, ISRO also conducts its own exam in order to recruit all the engineers. Well, if you are a computer science engineer, a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer, then you can apply for this exam. Well, if you can apply for this ISRO exam, then if you can clear it, you will effectively go into ISRO and be working for it. So this exam is obviously going to be a bit harder, so you will have to prepare all the things, and the portions or the syllabus for this exam is not very clear. So you will have to judge based on the previous papers how to appear for this exam and prepare for it so that you can give the exam very efficiently and enter into ISRO. So as of the third method, as to getting into an organization such as ISRO, you will have to actually go into an IIT or an NIT. Well, if you are studying at an IIT or an NIT, then ISRO at times comes to these colleges in order to recruit students. So these were the 3 methods as to how you can work effectively in an organization such as ISRO. Well, let us hear about the opinions and experiences of one of my friends who is actually studying in IIST and is planning to enter ISRO in the coming years. Well, let us learn as to what he has to say for his future plans.
Hey guys, this is Ramana. I'm an undergraduate in Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Trivandrum. I'm studying aerospace engineering. Hope you're doing good. So, why did I choose this course? I was more interested in space growing up as a child, but I chose aerospace rather than pure science, which is required for astronomy as such, because I thought aerospace is more tangible and relatable to people, and aerospace solves more problems, and that's what basically engineering is. So I thought that would be more my type. Astronomy is more about analysis and lot of other stuff rather than seeing colorful stars and colorful galaxies and all. And the popular reason, I love Tony Stark. But if you are thinking that your job will be as cool as Tony Stark, sorry to disappoint you, it won't. No job will ever be like that. So what am I currently learning? Well, basically the first year is an extension of the 12th standard science stream, and in the second year you get to learn the core concepts of aerospace engineering, which directly comes from mechanical engineering, which are the concepts of fluid mechanics, solid mechanics, thermodynamics, etc. In the third and fourth year you get to see the real aspects of aerospace engineering, which is spaceflight dynamics, aircraft structures, aerodynamics, and so on. To excel at this course, you need to like math and physics, especially the mechanical part, and a little bit of chemistry always helps. So what are my future plans? After completing my degree, I am looking forward to joining ISRO and working there for 3 or 4 years, and after that I am planning to do masters and beyond. Since aerospace is a core subject, like similar to mechanical and chemical, doing masters is more important because that would help you progress in your career. On a final note, I know finding your passion is hard, and it happens to different people at different phases of life. And don't worry, nobody really knows that their plans are going to succeed. I hope you find your passion and work towards it. I hope your dreams come true. All the very best.
So in this video, we talked about ISRO, how to get into it, and the work life, your financial life and social life which is inside ISRO. We also heard about the opinions of one of my friends who is aspiring to work in ISRO. So if you have the right kind of motivation and the right kind of passion, then it will take you to the next level and fulfill your dreams. So you have to burn like a sun before you shine like it. You have to work hard for the dreams that you have, and you have to make sure that you achieve and fulfill your dreams. So that ends this video. If you have any questions regarding this particular video, then please make sure to pin that questions down in the comment box. And if you like the type of content that I provide, and if you want more of such content, then please make sure to give a like to the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated whenever I post a new video. Now until then, see you guys in the next video. See you guys.